Welcome back to Stooge Stream for another episode. I'm your host, the Stooge. You're listening to the Impact Recap. This is for the episode that aired on the 15th of December 2016. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Gbanks.
Howdy, y'all.
So this episode of Impact was also known as Total Non-Stop Deletion, featuring the Tag Team Apocalypto, the whole episode coming from the Hardy's compound.
Yep, that's right, folks. We got to see Hardy's household once again.
So we've seen it in the Great War, we've seen it like here and there, but...
The Decay of Delete.
Yeah, this is... wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's kick it off. So it starts with a montage of Rebby playing piano, Matt Hardy rowing a boat, Jeff mowing the lawn, Senior Benjamin doing all the real work.
Yeah. Putting in that real work.
Vanguard 1 doing whatever Vanguard 1 does.
Just being Vanguard 1.
And King Maxel in the ring.
Training, getting ready.
Surveying his new territory.
Yeah, getting ready for his in-ring debut.
So throughout the course of the show...
Can't believe I just said that.
I know, and like a baby is doing an in-ring debut. It's amazing.
Yeah, continue.
So throughout the course of the show, we had these fake news segments.
I love the fact that they had to put down fake news just to reassure wrestling fans or people that are watching this that it's fake.
It's not real.
Yeah, like way to play on the stereotype, TNA. Yeah. Thanks. We're not all dumb. Like
there isn't a real volcano in North Carolina. You would have heard about that.
Yeah. In Cameron, North Carolina.
Oh, Jesus. I did like some of the cutaway location ones, like when they're saying the road's closed and the Helms Dynasty rock up and he's like, "Get out of the way, I'm coming through."
Yeah. No one stopped me, I'm coming through.
So there was some great little cutaway moments.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
It was good. So we open the show with Matt, Jeff, and Senior Benjamin coming to the ring to cut a promo about the show. Great, opening, of course.
Yeah.
They had a limited audience there of about 30 people, maybe 40.
Maybe even less, I reckon.
Yeah. So Rockstar Spud.
Section on the corner.
Yeah, it was a cute little. But
I even said that. I actually like that they only brought 20, 30 people. Made it feel like an indie sort of
intimate show.
Yeah, it's like where they first started off, but look where we've come. You know, sort of thing. It's
I didn't even pick that up. That's really cute. Yeah, dude, you're absolutely right. So Rockstar Spud comes and interrupts, and basically the gist of it is, if anyone's going to wrestle Maxel in his first match, it's Rockstar Spud. He wants that match.
Rockstar Spud said he's going to stretch out and pull him in.
And destroy him.
And destroy baby Maxel.
It's ridiculous. So, but of course, Matt being broken goes, "That's a great idea."
Yeah. That's the best idea you've had, Spud.
But under my stipulations, no disqualifications. So Matt Hardy's putting his child, his very, very small child, in a no disqualifications
firstborn, mind you.
Yeah. Good job. So the match opens with Rockstar full offing out. King Maxel, come on! And Senior Benjamin hitting him with a taser from behind.
That was my favourite part of the night.
It was amazing.
And it was only, the first 10 minutes?
Dude, it was brilliant. And then Maxel running over and jumping on him. And Rockstar holding him in place for the pin.
I can't. I literally, I have no words to describe this. Why?
All I know is this is the beginning of the greatest winning streak of all time. Because no one's ever going to be able to pin a baby.
Move over EC3. What? 2 years? Whatever, man.
Move over Goldberg.
Yeah.
Greatest winning streak of all, even though the numbers are fake. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
it was real to me, damn it.
Yeah, so that's how the event started, guys.
It's just one thing.
A grown man, apostrophe mark, versus an infant child, a baby, I would say,
who lost to him.
Yeah, who lost? Yeah,
it's great. So we had more fake news segments and so on, but then my favorite part of the show. This is amazing. The Rock and Roll Express rock up. And I called it, as soon as I saw them, I'm like, it's Rock and Roll Express.
I didn't actually know who they were at the start.
Of course you don't, child. So the Rock and Roll Express are entering tag. I don't think the Rock and Roll Express have been active for 30 years. But they're entering Tag Team
Oh, one of them had
Apocalypto.
an active mullet that looked like it's been going around for 30 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
that-
shorter one.
Ricky Morton had an amazing mullet going
I
still.
appreciated that mullet.
So when we cut back to Sienna in ring now, just let me preface everything that we're talking about tonight with you need to experience this. It doesn't matter how we talk about it. It's not going to be good enough.
Yeah, we're not justifying like, you have to go watch it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, we can tell you the fucked up shit that we just seen, but you have to go watch it yourself.
And that leads to Sienna in ring calling herself the #1 contender, then open challenges, which is immediately accepted.
Well, she offers out Rosemary first, but Rosemary's
not there
so
because she's been
like,
banned from the Hardy compound
yeah.
for trying to kidnap Maxel last
which is
time.
fair enough.
Fair call. Fair call.
I'd do that too.
So she says, I'm now the #1 contender, open challenge to anyone. And the person that answers, Vanguard won!
He had his own entrance music, everything. It was amazing.
It's amazing. A drone challenges Sienna. Now the ref's like, come on, Sue, no, I'm not doing this. You're disqualified.
Under the law of North Carolina, Cameron, robots can't verse females or something like that. You're out of here.
It was like, so Vanguard one's all
I was like, wait, you
dejected.
can marry your cousins, but you can't verse. Oh, I'm joking.
Oh, we're going to get some hate.
Yeah, probably.
So Sienna reissues the challenge, and we get an old favorite from the Impact roster, someone we haven't seen in a long time, a retired wrestler, ODB!
Old dirty bitch.
Is back!
And I'm not actually saying that to insult her or anything. That's what she calls herself.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love ODB.
I can't say the same.
Oh, come on, like that match
No.
was fun.
I respect her as a wrestler and
Yeah.
everything, but
Oh, the character.
I need
Oh.
some eye candy at the end of the day, and well, not even eye candy. I didn't.
Dude, you couldn't have got more panty shots.
I didn't want to get any more panty shots. That was the problem. I didn't want to keep seeing that. For some reason, the cameraman was on point with the panty shots tonight. I was like, oh, dude, thanks? No?
Not tonight.
Not
dude.
tonight.
Not tonight.
Oh, when fucking Ali and other people are wrestling, you're nowhere to be seen, buddy. You're sitting there filming the crowd half the time. When ODB's in there, fuck. You're in there,
right in her crotch.
POV style, fuck.
I thought it was a casting movie for a second.
I thought I typed in pornhub.com.au.
Okay, but ODB and Sienna have a fun match. At one
Yeah.
point, the ref takes a bump, and out comes Vanguard. One of them
Oh,
starts
yeah,
counting.
that was actually pretty hilarious too. Like, the whole crowd actually were like actually popping and cheering on, and when Vanguard won, when he came out, and he was like 1, 2, and the ref just grabbed him like, no,
Pulls him out.
Yeah.
I'm the ref, not you.
that was actually pretty funny. I
That
didn't,
was
I
good.
like that.
And Vanguard one's all dejected and flies off.
Yeah.
That's great. So with that distraction, Sienna gets a chair shot on ODB and wins with the silencer.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 pin. It was a good. I enjoyed the match.
I
thought it was fun.
it was a very, like you said, it was a fun match. It was great. Like, jokes aside, like,
Yeah.
you know, blah, blah, blah. This was one of those matches where it's like, you know, we got this going. Like, you know, the first one, if the first one didn't get you going, this one
This one
definitely
did, yeah. And it's good to see ODB again. She actually runs a food truck business
Yeah,
now, and
we
she
saw
does
that.
really well.
Yeah,
So
her body we can tell by her body she does really well.
cool. Moving on. So we had the debut of Itchweed, which is another Jeff Hardy character. So
Yep.
we've seen some other Jeff Hardy characters in the past, and now we get to see Itchweed.
I feel like everyone has a, you know, an itchweed side to them.
Yeah, just a crazy, hey man, how you doing? Like,
Enough drinks and you know, enough substances, you know, and itchweed comes out.
yeah, I was thinking more speed, but yeah.
Yeah.
So Itchweed's versus a jobber named Chet Sterling,
Yep.
who gets no offense whatsoever.
Maybe one move and it's in a headlock.
Yeah, that was about it. Itchweed, of course, is going to win because it's Jeff Hardy. And then uses a weed whacker, or what we call an edge trimmer over here, to trim Chet's clothes, I guess. Like in a really weird...
Well, he was going for something else, but I guess that the outcome was just him just shredding his clothes.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Yeah, it was bizarre. And
But it
that
was
was
cool.
just a squash match.
Yeah.
It was I don't know.
Just because
I have
Jeff
nothing
wants
to-
to debut Itchweed.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about this
Yeah.
match besides it was just a squash.
Same. All right, so moving on, we had next match on the card was supposed to be Bobby Lashley versus Eddie Edwards for the TNA World Heavyweight Title. The match started in the ring.
I like how they both entered the ring too. Oh, the compound, I should say. Bobby Lashley in his car, you know, suit, looking nice, whatever. Then it cuts over to Eddie Edwards, and they're like coming from the wolf, from the
woods. Yeah, like a wolf.
Yeah, like a wolf, like walking through and shit. I was like,
that was really good. Cool. Yeah, you're the one that pointed out that as well. That was a really clever pickup too. You picked up. I always think I was in shock, but you picked up some stuff tonight I totally missed. So the match starts in ring. This was a good match too.
Yeah, no, this was, well, from what we saw, yeah, it was actually the only proper match of tonight. Yeah.
Well, until it went outside.
Yeah, until it got apocalypted.
Yeah. So they go through.
I should say got broken.
Yeah. Through a door, basically. Yeah. They break through a fake door, end up outside, and they start fighting. And they're like, well, pins count anywhere, so.
Yeah, but like before that, they were actually having a proper match. Yeah. And they were having some great spots, blah, blah, blah. There was some great spots with the crowd. Yeah. And like, you know, they actually involved those people that were in there. So like,
when Lashley throws him in the crowd, takes out like 20 crowd.
Yeah, no, he threw one dude, right? There was some, like something like that. And like, they all like, boo. And then, you know, Eddie Edwards came from back, hit him, and then threw him into the crowd. And then they all grabbed, like, all of them like came together, grabbed him.
Bobby Lashley.
And he was getting chirped. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know. And then Bobby Lashley threw Eddie Edwards into the crowd. Yeah.
He tried to kill people with a grown man.
And he had 3 confirmed kills after that.
So, he had to have killed someone. Like, he threw a grown man at people. Like,
there was children in that crowd.
Yeah, there was kids in that front row. They would have got taken out by Eddie Edwards for real. So, that kept going.
Yeah.
But Matt was like, well, this match might go on all night, so we're just going to start the Apocalypto now. Now, here's the deal. Teams can just rock up at any time.
Yep.
But it started in ring with Matt and Jeff, Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett, with Gregory Shane Helms, the Helms Dynasty, as you said. The Rock and Roll Express, and Decay, Abyss, and Crazy Steve, because Rosemary's not allowed to be there. The public was made to evacuate straight away, which was great.
Yeah, I actually didn't like that. That was pretty funny.
That was good.
And like the smoke came up, and you know sirens were going off. It was like one of those DEFCON scenarios.
It was like, everyone, please evacuate the building.
Underneath fake news still.
Yeah,
we know.
We get it. It's fake.
Yeah.
And while that's going on, they start all fighting. The brawl starts going outside. Everything, the craziness starts occurring.
Yeah, the Apocalypto.
In the meantime, we see Eddie versus Lashley still going on outside. They're throwing each other into pole. That was a brutal pole. Oh, where Eddie throws Lashley into the pole. That was brutal. There's a whole lot of... So, look, I'm going to try to cover just the highlights because so much happens and you need to experience it.
Exactly, yeah. As I said before, we can tell you what we saw, but at the end of the day, you got to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, and we probably missed a billion things because just so much was happening. But just to start with, the Rock and Roll Express and the Hardys team up to run off Decay and the Helms Dynasty with fireworks. And Abyss is like, not again! And
that was actually pretty funny.
So it turns out that Abyss and Crazy Steve are going to the Hardy Gate to take on everyone coming through the gate.
Yeah, to stop people from coming through and stuff
The Helms Dynasty have run to the Lake of Reincarnation with the Hardys and the Rock and Roll Express in pursuit. So, Crazy Steve starts literally killing people. He breaks a dude's neck and then starts executing everyone. All the jobbers from all the indie promotions they could find.
Yeah. It was actually quite funny.
It was insane. Here's some words that, while the Helms Dynasty and the Hardys are fighting, I threw some words down. Gravel Rash, Street Works, the street cone.
The Witch's Hat.
Witch's Hat, street signs.
Yeah.
Just all, like, those words make sense if you see it.
This is all relevant to what was happening.
Yeah. So that moves on and it becomes the Helms Dynasty versus Skarsgård the Boat, which is one of the best spots.
No, wait. Before that even happened, so...
I didn't want to spoil that. Like,
okay, let them watch it.
There's a reason they have to verse Skarsgård, but the Helms Dynasty versus a boat, and it's...
No, excuse me, get it right, Skarsgård.
Gregory Shane Helms gets knocked into the Lake of Reincarnation and turns back into three-man band. And they do a little dance sequence, and he's like, wait, you're not Shannon Moore. And
those guys were better.
Yeah, gets super kicked back into the Lake of Reincarnation, and that will come up later. So this leads to the Rock and Roll Express being like, hey, I thought we were here to fight. Hardys, we going to do this or what? So they go into the ring and have a little bit of an actual match for
actually wasn't bad. The old timers were giving it a go.
They're the Rock and Roll Express, dude. They're one of the, if not the greatest, one of the greatest tag teams of all times.
You see that little mojo and chemistry they still had together. Like, obviously they're old, they're not gonna be as fast as they were. But there was just little glimpses where you'd see it's like, oh, I could picture them doing that when they were younger. Like,
I'll show you some old Rock and Roll Express one day, dude. You'll be impressed.
I was impressed already. So like, fuck,
it was good. Yeah. So at one point, Ricky Morton and Jeff Hardy are on cranes, like 25 feet in the air.
It actually looked like a Yu-Gi-Oh duel to me for 1 second, because like in Yu-Gi-Oh the TV show, there's like they're in these weird sort of cranes, and they're dueling, on these massive dual discs. And projector comes up. So when that happened, I was like, wait, they're about to have a duel?
They're pulling cards out.
I'm like, George, no, get that out of your mind.
So I'm not going to tell you how, but of course, look, the Hardys are going to pin the Rock and Roll Express. It's pins count anywhere. Once one of your team members pinned, you're eliminated from the rest of the Apocalypto. So the Hardys win. And at the very, very end of that sequence, we get, for 1 second, for no reason whatsoever, a flash of Animal from the Road Warriors or the Legion of Doom, depending on what era you're from. Why? Like, he wasn't there for the fight. He was just like... and drops an awesome line and then just goes away.
Didn't show up with a team or anything, just by himself.
So Rockstar Spud's like teasing this partner. And he's been actually teasing it on Twitter for the past week.
Oh, okay.
He goes, I'm rocking up with the big guy. Now, the big guy is the ex-WWE star Ryback. So we thought Ryback was coming to Apocalypto. We were wrong.
Extremely wrong.
Tell him who Rockstar Spud's partner was.
Is it Hornswoggle?
Hornswoggle,
yeah. Alright.
Hornswoggle.
Haven't seen or heard that name in good, 10, 15 years, maybe?
Yeah, because we don't watch WWE.
I
think he went away like 5-6 years ago or something.
Oh, okay, so he did come back, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Hornswoggle is there. He's Rockstar Spud's partner.
The king of the what he had on the show? King of the small style?
Yeah, king of small style. It's like a horror riff show.
I actually like that.
Let me just preface this. Let me just add in, sorry. While this is going on, Lashley and Eddie Edwards are still fighting.
Yeah,
this is still happening.
And there's some faces that we don't actually know, me and the Stooge don't know, but there were some faces that you guys might actually know. There was like these two guys that they were filming those dudes that Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee.
So the Bravado brothers.
Yeah. I actually don't know who they are. There was some funny black dudes that were there too. I don't know who they were.
Some guys wearing duck masks.
Yeah, duck masks. The ugly ducklings.
Yeah, don't know them. But you guys might know them. They're indie wrestlers from different promotions.
Yeah,
from,
so
I think, PWG, Ring of Honor.
If you know them, let us know. Hit us up. But
comment below. I'd like to know who some of them are.
Yeah, because obviously there must be some big names if they're on there and like had that.
Yeah, even if they're just jobbing out on their part, like to be on that show.
Yeah.
So the Hardys picked them for a reason. Exactly. I'd like to know more about them, and we'll look it up eventually and stuff.
Exactly.
So another big spot was DCC rocks up, but it's just James Storm and like 6 other guys.
Yeah.
And they storm the gates and they're fighting Abyss and Crazy Steve, and one of the guys pulls his mask off, and it's the redneck that they raped and robbed.
Yeah, that redneck piece of shit.
He's like,
come to haunt him back.
Yeah, James Storm's like, who are you? He's like, I'm DCC too, man. Yeah. We're all DCC. Slap.
Yeah.
Gets pinned and DCC eliminated. James Storm's like, what are you talking about? I don't know him.
Yeah.
Who is he? Like, that was a great little bit.
Yeah, that was funny.
The Hurricane's back.
Yeah. Helms.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, dude. Should we drop what they said at the end, or should we let them
watch that?
Okay. You can watch that, because that was too much.
Abyss versus Vanguard won in a firefight. Like, literally, with fireworks.
Yeah,
they fight each other.
No, with Roman candles. Yeah.
It was just, what the hell? More words that I just wrote down. A giant Hardy sign of fire. Like there's a giant. They create a ring of fire that's actually a Hardy sign, like one of Jeff Hardy's signs.
Yeah. They've done this before, but this was bigger.
This is bigger. Dude gets shot out of a volcano.
We won't tell you who, but yes, a wrestler does get shot out of the North Carolina Cameron volcano.
Seven Deities volcano.
Yeah.
Dude, did it change to Dragon Ball Z for a second?
No, I thought it was a Pokemon episode at one day. I was like, well, why is there a wrestler in the sky?
Yeah, and Team Rocket are flying off again.
Yeah, bye. So-called wrestler.
What is going on?
No, we're not making this up. Like, I'm telling you, we're not over-exaggerating this stuff, too. Like, I'm being dead set serious.
Oh, we've cut a whole lot out.
Yeah, we've cut
a whole lot out.
a lot out, man. Like, and we want you to experience it, and, like, you know.
So I don't even want to tell you who wins.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Now, in the meantime, Eddie Edwards and Lashley are still fighting. The show ends and they're still fighting in the woods in fucking North Carolina somewhere. The hell? Nobody thought to go get them and let them know the show's over?
They even announced the show's over and everything.
I feel like, what happened? I guess they're just still fighting in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like, this was a ride. Like,
this was definitely a roller coaster ride. I have no emotions about this. Like, when I say no emotions, I literally have no emotions. Like, I don't feel angry. I don't feel happy. I don't feel upset. I just have no emotions. I have no words to describe what I just watched.
I'm kind of there with you, but the only thing that I'm leaning towards is just general confusion.
Yeah, I'd say I'm more confused than anything. Like, you're right. Because, you're right. Shit happened and, like, for no reason too. Like, stuff that didn't even make sense happened, and it was
you're like, okay.
Yeah, okay, but you just
I'll buy it because it's awesome, but why?
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is one of those things that you can't question. This is one of those moments in life where you just need to accept it. It happened. You actually saw it. This isn't a dream. You didn't dream like this was the match that they had. We saw it, and it's like, okay.
Like, you know,
I might know how I feel about this in the next.
Do you know what just how it feels like? Remember that game Backyard Wrestling?
Yeah.
On PlayStation 2 and Xbox or whatever. Dude, when you used to be able to, like, jump off, like, you know, ridiculous, you know, high-story buildings, and, you know, you'd wrestle anywhere in backyards, train stations, wherever, blah, blah, towns. This is literally the game Backyard Wrestling, or whatever, but in real life.
Oh, yeah, they're downtown wrestling at one point.
Yeah, they're literally in the town wrestling. Like, I'm not making... Oh, I can't continue with this. It's too much.
And the news updates are telling you, like, where they had to shut down North Carolina.
This was... Alright, let's put it this way. This was not a wrestling show. This was actually... What would you say? A show? Like an actual TV show we got to watch?
Maybe. I think it was, like, a Spanish...
An episode?
It was an episode or something, definitely. I went for the right amount of time to be an episode.
It wasn't a wrestling
show. No, it was... maybe if you took a Spanish soap opera and a wrestling show and filmed them in Bizarro World, you might get close to this.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't even think that's going to get close to Matt Hardy. Like, I'll know what I think about this in a few days' time. It's going to take a while to process, but... I think people should see it. I know that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something you should watch. It's not something you should, you know, skip over. Or
experience this.
No, experience this. And to be honest, this actually has nothing to do with the storyline.
No.
Like, besides the world title match and that actual Sienna bit.
Yeah, there's no story progress. It's just it happened.
It was its own thing. It was actually like Star Wars Rogue One. Where
it's just its own
story. And it was good.
So I guess that's where we leave it?
I'm leaving that there.
Alright.
And I'm actually going to stop you before we continue. I have nothing to say. I will not interrupt you.
Alright, because I don't really have, I guess, adventure, excitement, Stooge, Craves, not these things.
Welcome to the Stooge Revolution, I guess.
We'll be back next week, maybe.
Bye.